We're all good.
Can you hear me now? Miriam, Eva, can you hear me? Marcy, can you guys hear me? Can you hear me now? Somebody say yes. Hi, Eva. Awesome. Woohoo! Oh, it's so good to see all of you on my favorite day of the week, right here with Psychic Sundays Live with your Queen of Ooga Booga, Sally Diane. Hi, everybody. How is everybody today? Oh, I so love to see everybody in the chats here. Let me just... Oh, hello, Lucille. Hello, Marianne. Hello, Eva. Hello, Tichelle. And who's first? Mary Ann wants to know what's coming toward me in June. Please and thank you. Well, I'll tell you, Mary Ann, I hope it's not an oncoming train. I'm just being funny. So, what is Mary Ann's June? And as always, I'm going to do my northeast southwest spread because I just think that works out so well. So, Mary Ann in June, north, east, south, and west. Okay, so we've got the sun. What an awesome card to kind of tell you the tone of June. June is all about enjoying. Carpe diem, enjoying the day. So there is a lot of sunshine. This is going to be a good month for you, Miriam. Let's see what's on the go as you're coming into June. Okay, it looks like as you're coming into June, you are looking at work issues, and this is a good time maybe to get a performance review, maybe to think of ways you could do your job better or interact better. It just looks like this is a good month to work on your skill set and promoting yourself work-wise. And when we look at the passion, we have the Three of Swords. Well, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. You got happiness, you got prosperity, love. I think that you're going to be dealing or actually healing from some issues. Usually when the swords show up, the hurts already happened. So you're still coming into June and through June working through some hurtful heartbreak kind of issues. But like I said, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. By the time you're done with June, you do get to the point where you're basically healed, where you're basically able to move forward. And you're actually able to face what you've left behind in life and move forward with what you have. So June's a good month to take stock, plan career-wise, and heal, and above all else, have fun. Okay, so thank you for tuning in. Oh, it's been a week, hasn't it? Okay, so I had something very special happen to me on Friday. I was approached by the Stratford Chamber of Commerce, and a lovely man, Eddie Matthews. Excuse me, folks. Eddie Matthews did an interview with me, and you can see that up on the YouTube channel. But we talked a bit ahead of time about, what I do and what I've been in, and we talked about my radio days back in Cambridge, because he knew the general manager from the station where I used to have a show on Sunday nights, AM 96, Ron Fitzgerald. And I told him the story about Ron Fitzgerald, and I'm going to share it with you guys. And this was back when I was interviewing I was meeting with the station manager and just kind of telling me about myself and talking him into giving me this show because I wanted to be on the radio. Well, he said to me, well, we like what you do here. And we wanted you to know that Ann Toth, who was another well-known psychic at the time, Ann Toth has its show out of our sister station in St. Catharines, and she does it for the exposure, for the promotional value. And I said, well, if it's good enough for Ann Toth, I'm fine with doing that. So for 2 years, I did that program for free. Every Sunday night, two hours on AM 96. I loved working there. I loved Early Shirley and the people I worked with there. But I met Ann Toth. And so I said, I understand that we work for the same company that you work for, a station out of St. Catharines, and we're doing it for the benefit of promotion. And she bristled up and said to me, excuse me, I have a moon in Taurus. I wouldn't do anything for free. So anybody that's there thinking of telling a lie, it might take a few years, but it'll catch up to you. Anyhow, back to the show. So we did Miriam, and now we have Tichelle. Tichelle, hey Queen, how is my month looking? Well, Tichelle, I'm happy to look at that. Okay. Tichelle's month. Okay, whoops. Okay, so we're just going to set this aside. But I am going to make a comment, because usually when the devil shows up like that, and he's kind of popping out, and he's popping out reversed. And the thing with the devil reversed, and the feeling that I'm getting off of it, is this is a time for you to take a good hard look at yourself, not through crap colored glasses, because it feels like you may be being gaslighted or something, because it says that this is a good time for you to break free from those who will manipulate you. So if you've got something that's making you uncomfortable, if you've got a toxic situation around you, this is a time to break free of it. Okay, so now we're going to do a little bit of a northeast southwest for Deshelle and see how the upcoming month is going to be. Northeast, south, and west for Deshelle. And boy, you've got, I'm going to look at the east first, because this is how you're entering this month. And it does, it talked about breaking free from manipulation and the bonds of people who will make you believe less about yourself. And then it goes to the Two of Swords, which is about, usually it's about, putting up a defensive wall. And there's certainly a defensiveness about this card, but there's also an aspect of truth. So I think you've already kind of put somebody behind you, but you really need to keep that distance. And you need to be able to shake whatever damage was there. And know that somebody who hasn't been kind or fair to you has not told you the truth about yourself, so you shouldn't believe what they say to you about yourself. But having said all that, as you're coming into June, there's this sun. So there's this feeling of hope for the future. There's this feeling of freedom. And your north, your grounding here, is sorting out, what you've lost, what you have left. So I can see you being in that sort of a spot. So whatever you're sorting through, whatever you're trying to resolve, and coming into June, you're making progress. Don't give up on yourself. Don't quit going forward. Yeah, keep going forward. Keep going forward. Know that you have support in unexpected places. There are people who look at you very positively. So go forward with confidence. And if somebody is trying to undermine your confidence, you need to put that person at a distance. Yeah, you'll end up the note on a pretty good note. So it looks like, Tanisha, it looks like things are going forward for you. You're still kind of in the muck of it all, but you should have worked that through and doing just fine in June, as long as you don't sit down and quit. Don't do that. Okay, so let's see who's next. Oops. Okay, Haunting Live podcast. Who says, have a good show? Oh, thank you. Thank you. Okay, this summer in Spanish Ontario. There's a Spanish Ontario. That is so cool. Will we get a message in the spirit? Don't you always get messages? You guys are just receivers. Little satellite dishes going boop, 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 and picking up all the messages. Of course you will. The question is, will you share those messages with us? We hope you do. Okay, so we have Roy Gerbil. Hi, Roy. And Roy says, good evening. All my construction company is laying people off. Will I get laid off in the upcoming months? Okay, Ray, that is something to look at. And I will be happy to look at Ray and the company that he works for. See, Ray Career. Let's just look at Ray Career. Okay, Ray. Yeah, it feels right. So, again, north, east, south, and west. Interesting. Okay. Okay, so when we look at the path here, there are reverse wands. And reverse wands is kind of negative enterprise, if you will. So I think that if you're not looking to get laid, the reminder is here that whoever stays behind, and the fact that you're coming here, it feels like there's been a lot of people laid off, and you're right to worry about your position, but also they're doing their best. They're getting some new contracts. So I see that, that you've got somebody here that's bringing in new contracts to the company. The problem isn't whether or not you'll get laid off. Sometimes people who get laid off are the lucky ones because they can get employment insurance. But the people who get left behind will be asked to do more work. So they're going to try and do full-time work on a skeleton crew. So it's 6 of one, half dozen the other, which way you want it. But I think they're done with the layoffs. Okay. So, and while I'm taking a breath and having a little sip, and I am, I wanted to talk a little bit about the classes coming up. I have a psychic development class coming up at the end of August, and that's 2 nights, and it goes from 6 to 9:30. Both nights. And the psychic development, we work with group energies. We do psychic energies, has psychic games. We do psychic exercises, a little bit of group meditation. But we do a lot of working on opening ourselves up psychically on night 1. And night 2, we work on psychometry, which is the art of holding something and getting vibrations from it. I know that there's at least one person out there that's taken my classes before. So that's at the end of August. And then in September, I will be teaching a tarot class. And in October, I will be teaching a palmistry class. And all that information will be going up on my website, SallyDiane.com, this week. Okay, so let's see who's there. Cindy Cowtan. Hi, Sally. Hope you enjoyed the beautiful sunny day. Oh, wasn't it a beautiful day? I'm just so enjoying the season. Thank you. The lilacs have been in my backyard. We've gone through all the flowers, and it's so lovely to see all the flowers. There's a lot of gardens in Stratford, and there's Shakespearean gardens, and you'll see shots from Shakespearean gardens at the beginning of my show in the weeks to come. And so, yes, I am so enjoying the summer. I'm so enjoying everything about this day. Will I be successful in my fitness goals for June? Well, you better be. That's a you and you kind of thing, but we'll see. I'll have to remind you every week, Cindy, are you doing your exercises? And I know I'm one to talk. I've got an exercise routine that I'm working on too. They have me in a pulmonary rehab thing. We lift weights and do the treadmill and the bike and that. They're trying to get us old bats back in shape. And I know I'll have to keep that up afterwards, or I'm going to just go back to where I was. And you'll have to be willing to do the work too, Cindy. We can do it together. Whenever you feel like you don't want to exercise, remind yourself that Sally Diane's exercising. Okay, so we can be astral plane exercise buddies. Okay. Okay, Cindy. Northeast, southwest. Let's see how your exercise program is going. Okay, and the first thing that starts out, and this is where that question comes from, is that you might, a lot of times when you first start, you get that, you see results, and then after a while, you don't see the same results, and it gets a little bit discouraging, and power through that. See, as you're coming into this, oh, good. Something's going to happen pretty soon, whether it's getting on the scales. Have you lost some weight? You might see, because there's some measure here that inspires you to keep going. And I like to see that. And when I say measure, I mean like how big your waist is, how big your bust is, how many pounds. Okay. And you have justice, but it's justice reversed. So that talks about being a little out of balance. And I think what the justice card is talking about, and the star too, it's not just keeping up hope, but it's also it might be keeping up a consistency. So however you've kind of slid off where you say it's okay if I only do it 2 times a week instead of 3 times a week, tell yourself that's not okay, because you have backslid a little bit, and I'm glad that you'll see something to get you inspired and get you going again. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. The energy's there, but you notice that wand's reversed? You need to turn yourself around pretty fast. So you need to do just a little bit more. Just do it for me, okay? Okay, thank you. And next we have Starfall. Okay, Starfall, it's so nice to see you. So nice to see all of you. Okay, and I'm just going to have a little sip of my glass here. Okay. And Starfall wants to know what's going to happen, what's happening in June for her. Oh, okay. So, Starfall in June. And you know, I'm going to switch over to the Pamela Coleman Smith deck. Okay, so Starfall's June. What's Starfall's June going to be like? It feels, even before I turn the cards over, I wouldn't be surprised if you got one of the bonus cards, because the bonus cards in this deck are kind of about universal lessons, and it feels like you've got some universal lessons in front of you. Okay. So the Queen of Cups, the Hierophant, okay, so you're kind of being told in June that you need to really get your priorities in order, because there's a feeling that you're going to be maybe looking at what you want, looking at things you desire, and you may spend money you really don't. You may be tempted, because if you haven't done it yet, you don't have to. But I'm seeing you tempted to spend money that you really don't have on something that you really shouldn't buy. You know, it's got this feeling of luxury and decadence, whether it's maybe going out too many times for a night out on the town or spending too much money on shoes and clothes. It just feels like there's this pour out of money, and it's almost like an emotional spending. So I would suggest that in June you try and make yourself do things that are free. Instead of going out to a bar, go for a walk. Go for a bike ride, talk to a friend, go online, whatever. But June is not a good time for you to spend money. This is a time, even though maybe you've gotten a small raise or something, because there's this big pull towards spending. When it's being said here that if you don't follow the normal, the normal tried and true conservative values, then you are going to end up with money problems. So be very, very careful money-wise in June. Okay, and thank you for tuning in. And we'll see who's next. Okay. Tarot Destroyer, you don't have to delete your message. I like reading everybody's message. Okay, so. And next we have Lashika. And Lashika says, good night, Queen. Well, good night, Lashika. Which month do you think I will meet my long-distance boyfriend for the first time? Okay, so you mean in person. Well, let's just see what the cards have to say about Lashika's long-distance boyfriend. What's going on there? Okay, and Haunting Live is saying the Spanish Ontario, where they're going to be doing an investigation. I guess they're having an event there, and they're going to be looking for spiritual messages, but it's a native school location. So it'll be very interesting to see what kind of messages he gets. Okay, anyhow, we're going to go back to Lashika and Lashika's boyfriend. Let's see what's going on there. Okay. See what it is. See where it's coming from. Let's see the passion, and let's see where it's going. North, east, south, and west. Okay, so when I look at the top of it, the idea here, the whole purpose of this relationship is basically to heal a broken heart. So that kind of tells me this particular long distance relationship has been very healing for you. It's helped you get over some of your issues and maybe get over your last relationship. And he has expressed interest in coming to meet you. That's good. That's good. Well, look at that. So he's coming to meet you, and I don't always have control over what I can say, and this is definitely not G-rated. But one thing this card is telling me is he's coming to meet you, but he's like coming to meet you. He's kind of going to expect, to be intimate. He's going to he's going to be very lustful. We'll put it that way. Is that tactful? He's not listening to me. My producer isn't listening to me. Okay. So, you wanted to know when. And I know you're thinking about it a lot. And the very first piece of this is 3, and I'm not sure whether that's 3 weeks or 3 months, but I'm going to say 3 weeks because the timing lately for the cards and me has been a little shorter. So I think that we're looking at about 3 weeks. But he comes just, champing at the bit. He wants an intimate relationship kind of thing. So he might even have some boundary issues there when you first meet him. And you have your fantasies and your expectations, and you like what you think might be there, but he's not an open vessel yet. So you really haven't seen him. So you really haven't passed judgment. So it might not be good for him to come into the room acting like he's known you for a year. And this is date number 6. So I don't think you're going to be on the same page. I really don't. And with this guy, he sells himself well online, but he has troubles with relationships just because he has few personality problems. He works out well online, but in person, he's problematic. So he's willing 100%. You will meet him in 3 weeks. I just don't think you'll be interested once he gets here. Okay.
Well, folks, what do you know? It's time for Pick a Card.
Already? Oh my God, folks, this hour just goes faster all the time, I swear. Anyhow, Pick a Card gives me an opportunity to give everybody a little bit of a reading. That's what I like about this, and I hope it's what everybody else likes about it too. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick three crystal therapy cards, and then you pick either number 1, number 2, or number 3, and that's going to tell you about your week ahead. Okay, so get ready to pick your card, and we pick card number 1 right there. And put that one back because card number 2 is over here and card number 3 is right here. So there we go. There we got the pick 3 cards. Card number 1, card number 2, and card number 3. So y'all picked your card? Did you pick card number 1? Well, if you pick card number 1, your crystal for this week, it's not really a crystal, it's a psychic shield of protection. So when you have that psychic shield of protection, what that's telling you is that your personal space, your personal spidey sense is going to be heightened. This is the week for you to pay attention to your instincts because they're an all-time high. And it's a blessing, and it's there to protect you this week. So really pay attention to your gut feelings. Did you pick card number 2? Well, if you pick card number 2, then your crystal for this week is turquoise. Oh, turquoise is such an amazing stone. It brings grounding to us in North America because it is a very native stone. It's a stone of spiritual communication and peace and friendship. And the word here is believe. So if you pick card number 2 for this week, this is a good week to reach out to people. They're just going to be exceptionally receptive to you. And this is a good week for you to communicate with people and try and get groups started. You know, this is a good time to work with people. They'll just be extra cooperative. Did you pick card number 3? Okay, if you pick card number 3, then your crystal is Chiastolite, and this one, it says healing wounds, and this particular stone, it's got like a little cross in it, you know, and so the cross talks about, you know, in the runes that X is Gebu, which is serendipity, which is a gift. It can also talk about 4 directions, but there's this idea of completion and protection around you this week. So this is a good week to tie up loose ends. And this is a good week to have some faith. Know that you're protected so you can take a few chances this week. Okay. So thank you so much for doing the pick 3. I hope you enjoyed that. And let's get back to the questions. Sorry about that. Okay. So Sarah says, hello, how does Nape feel about me? Okay, so let's pull out the Lenormand. We're looking at Sarah and Nape. And we get so many people that say, how does this person feel about me? And how does that person feel about me? And I hope that all of you who are wondering how somebody feels about you, at least reach out to that person. It's better, you know, even if they reject you, it's better to know that instead of sitting by the sidelines thinking, well, would he talk to me? Does she like me? You know, sometimes the direct approach is the approach to take. But Sarah, we're going to see how Nate feels about you, okay? And this is the Lenormand will do. Okay, so it feels like Nafe is kind of torn between two lovers right now. He's, I think he might be in the odd position of having two relationships at once. And it's not because he's a runaround kind of guy, but it just feels like sometimes that just happens, you know? You start dating, you're not committed, you're not, and you go on one date with one person, and then one date with another person, a second date with the first person, a second date with the second person, and before you know it, you got two people on the go. And this one feels like he's got two people on the go, and he doesn't know how he got there, but he's, you know, he doesn't want to hurt anybody. And he doesn't really want to break up with anybody. But it says right here that that moon, it feels like it's telling me that give him a cycle of a moon and you will hear from him. So he's just trying to figure out how he got in this position where he's liking two people and how he's going to get out of it. So you will be getting a message from him. I think he's going to choose you. But don't be mad. He really didn't mean to be in this position. Okay. So, let's see who's next. Will Chris and I connect more in the time to come? Oh, Wave Killer. So nice to see you again, Wave Killer. Always looking for Chris. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so Wave Killer and Chris. Put out 5 cards. Oh, we've seen that one before. Haven't seen that one yet. Oh, interesting. Okay, you were asking a yes or no question. Will Chris and I connect more in the time to come? Yes. Yes. It's just that simple. Even here, you worry about it, which kind of puzzles me when the cards come up. It feels like there's already been connection. There's already been some time together, some laughs. You know, there's already some beef to this relationship. And you do see right in the now the two hands together. So yeah, there is kind of either a verbal or nonverbal kind of agreement as to what the relationship is. Maybe he'll start calling you his girlfriend or his significant other or something. There's something that makes the relationship feel more real, more committed. Yeah. So the answer is yes. Yes. He didn't mean to get into a relationship, but there he is. And he's pretty crazy about you. He really is. You show up as prime woman for him. So he even likes your flaws. You're in a good position. Enjoy it. Okay, so who's next? Okay, let me just scroll down a little bit. Oops. So oh, am I down to the High Priestess? Oh. Oh, what was... No, I haven't. Oh, yeah, there is. Oh, what's going to happen between me and Anthony? High Priestess. Excuse me. I'm on high blood pressure medicine, and that's what does that to me. Okay, so the High Priestess and Anthony. I'll throw 5 cards for that. Okay, so. Aw, isn't that sweet? Okay, he does want to be sweet to you. He really does. As far as what happens between you and Anthony, I do sense a romance there, but I also sense that, and I know we talked about this last week too, that, you know, he's feeling romance here, and you're digging it. You're loving having somebody be sweet to you. You're loving the idea of somebody who smiles when they see you and gives flowers and isn't an idiot to you. So I understand you like that. But in the meantime, you've got something so much more serious going on in your life. And so he is romantic, and he understands that he is a distraction to you. So he'll stick around. He'll stick around. You know, I don't think that. I think when it comes to your other issues, your more serious issues, I really think that those are responsibilities that you're not quite ready to share, just because there's this feeling like these things right here, which are, you know, these are representative of your day-to-day things, you know, taking care of the house, the kids, blah, 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 blah. And of course, you know, doing the healing that you need to do. But it's so wonderful to have this distraction, this guy who's romantic and says all the sweet things. So what's going to happen is a romance. You know, I think that when the cards keep reminding me of what else goes on in your life, I don't think we're looking at a 50-year marriage here. I think we're looking at a romance, and I think we're looking at something that's a lot of fun that fills both your hearts. And I think you should enjoy it while it lasts. Okay. So then we have Carol, and Carol says, how will the month of June be? And I'm just going to switch back over to the tarot. My old friends here, the Scapini deck. Been around a long time. Thank my sisters Anita and Betty for these. They got these for me all the way back in 1993. Very old card. Okay. Do I kick John to the curb? Did you want some help? Okay, so anyhow, I'll get to that question. I know that Carol's next. Okay, so Carol in the month of June. Carol in the month of June. Okay, so let's see the north, the east, the south, and the west of June. So June is going to be a good power month for you. It's showing the overriding theme as being the Chariot, and the charioteer is a strong person who grabs a hold of the situation and controls the direction. And it shows you being the charioteer through June. So yeah, it's going to be a power month for you. This is a good month for you to be observant, organized, and yeah, take charge. This is your time to do it. Okay, so as you're coming into it, you've got the Two of Wands, but it's the Two of Wands reversed. And there's this idea of someone who used to have a lot of power over you no longer has it. So that goes right with the general flow of things. like whoever before was a little bit of a bully to you, whoever before was the one who cracked the whip, whoever before was your supervisor has fallen out of grace, and that puts you in charge of your own direction in the month of June. And let's see what we have in the passion. Okay, so we have the moon reversed, and so we talk about passion, the things that you like, and right now you just want the sanitizing light of the sun to be shown on the situation around you. And I think your wish will be granted, because in June it says secrets will come out and things will come to light the way you have wanted them to. June's going to be a busy month for you. It might be a little scary because it looks like you're going to have as much courage as you can muster up. But as you go into July, you go in a very, very, very good position. It's a busy month, but everything seems to be going your way. Awesome. Okay, so now to Trudy. Trudy, do I kick John to the curb? Thanks. Okay. So. Oh, kicking the infamous John to the curb. You know what? That deserves runes, doesn't it? Why are you being so quiet?
So there's only one microphone on.
Oh, okay. Don't you guys miss the producer? Okay.
Don't you guys like that it sounds better?
Oh, no, we love you, baby. Okay, so do I kick John to the curb? Okay, Trudy, let's see. Is there a Gallus here? Is there an Issa? Is there a Thorazaz? Let's see. Huh. Well, so at the base of this reading, you've got Suelu and you've got Rytho. And with the Suelu, it feels like you've gotten yourself a little intestinal fortitude lately. And the runes seems to like that, because they threw Rytho on top of this. Says you take that courage and you do what you want. You do what your instincts is telling you to do about it. So I think the answer to your question is yes. I think maybe it's taken you a long time to have the guts enough to kick John to the curb. So let's see what this says. We have Keenaz, and we've got... Okay, so you've got Torch and Home together. And it really feels like the runes are sort of telling you, reminding you that he has a destructive impact. They're just saying, keeping him around is burning down your house. So somehow he's doing a lot of taking and not enough giving. He's certainly not bringing to the relationship what you need. And why am I talking about what you need in relationships when you're saying, do I get rid of this guy? Because this one right here, Thagos, is day. And that talks about rapid changes. And it says, it says that life can change on a dime. And yes, I think that you should kick John to the curb, because the universe wants to send you someone better. You've got this idea of two-way success, and that idea that that's what you need in a relationship is two-way success in order for the relationship to be well-rooted. And you've got... It's almost, when I see this one, this is Ansus and ancestral God. So it tells me that your guides are kind of working on the situation with you. So if you don't kick them to the curb, your guides will figure out another way to get rid of them. Okay, so these three are like, what's on the horizon for you? Family, prosperity, and love. Yeah. The short answer to your question, Trudy, is yes, you should. The long answer is if you don't, the universe will, because they want, your guys want better than John to happen to you. Okay, so, Divine Oracles is asking kind of a deep question with what took place in Texas. When will they start noticing things need to be changed? Well, it's not a matter of noticing, it's a matter of the status quo benefits them much more than change does. So the people that need to start noticing is the voters, and they need to vote these people out. Okay, but thank you for the question. The reason I'm not looking at it is, well, you know what? It's a fair question. I am going to look at the Texas shooting. Just real quick, let's look at the Texas shooting. And I just want to see, will anything come of it? We keep hoping that sometime it's going to be the straw that broke the camel's back, that there's going to be one too many, and everything's going to come crumbling down, and they'll actually fix the problem, and they won't put it off till the next time. So, is this the one? Is this the one? Okay, so there's actually a good possibility because you've got the Three of Wands here. As I'm looking at, I'm thinking of the survivors of Sandy Hook, the Sandy Hook parents, and the kids from that one shooting in Florida, the one that's led by David Horgoth, and they're still being very vocal. So they've got these groups of kids that are survivors of these school shootings that are putting together groups and that are driving forward, and the kids themselves are going to be the solution here. Yeah, if you look at the if you look at the adults, if you look at Congress, if you look at everything, they're just pointing the fingers to each other. Can't do it, can't do it, can't do it. And they can. They can. They can't worry about their pocketbooks anymore, and they can't worry about who's to blame. They need to get the gun laws happening. And where do the kids get it to go? Yeah. The answer to your question is yes. Yes. The younger generation, this new generation, they have hope in them, have hope and faith in them. They are really going to change things. I like to see that. Okay, hi, Suzanne. Late today, was working on a necklace. Oh, wow. What kind of a necklace were you making? Okay. And let's go back to the readings. I love reading the chats. Please make sure you keep things going in the chat. I'll share it with everybody. Hi, what will happen to me in June? And that's Abby. And Abby wants to know about June for her. And so Abby will get a northeast southwest for June as well.
You skipped Emily.
Did I? Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, Emily. Emily wants to, will I be able to join the military again? Oh, my. Sure you want to do that? Shh. Shh. He's reminding me, in case anybody doesn't know, I used to be in the Marine Corps. He's reminding me of that. Okay. Okay, so when I look at your reasons for wanting to join the military, I can see that you're joining for the right reasons. You know, you joined for the military because you want to be able to make the world a better place. You know, you want to put an end to, you want to put an end to the fighting. I know it sounds weird to people, but yeah, you want to protect your country, you want to protect the citizenry and your friends and your family and your neighborhood and your countrymen. So it says you got all the right reasons there. But they're also saying that they're really looking at your motives, and I think your motives here might be flawed. And when we look at your path, so the idea of will I be able to join the military again? I think that the answer here is that yes, your reasoning is right, and the universe understands why you want to do this. But they say that there's a better path, and you are going to get guidance onto the better path. So I'm afraid your answer is no there. Okay, so where are we? Oh, I was asking Suzanne about the necklace that she was making, and then I was Abby. Back to Abby. Okay. Okay, and Abby wants to know about June. Okay, so June. Northeast, southwest. North, east, south, and west. Okay. So, June is going to be a month of new beginnings for you. New loving beginnings. It's a good time to start a relationship. It's a good time to start a family, get a pet. June is a cups type of month. So this is a month for you to look at what fills your heart and makes your cup overflow. Yes, as you come into June, you're already in a better spot in life. And that continues. It says you might get some educational opportunities in June. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it feels like you're just in balance in June. The energies are right for you. Huh. And then it ends up with the Empress. Okay, so fertility plays a big role in June. So, yeah, there's a lot of fertility around you in June. Yeah, Abby. So if you might want to make sure that you are very careful with your protection when there's a lot of fertility around, unless pregnancy is a good thing, because fertility is just all around you in June. Can be a good thing, can be a bad thing. Up to you. Okay, and we will move on to Janice.
Before we do, how about you let them know where to get a reading?
Oh, yes. Come on down to the spa, and that's the spa near the tracks at 272-1293. And talk to them there and make an appointment to come down and see me. I offer 25, 55, and 75-minute readings in person. You can also contact me at thequeenofooga@gmail.com to arrange an online meeting with your queen. Okay, and let's see. Now we're moving on to Janice. Oh, Janice opened a mutual fund portfolio at the bank. Okay, let's look at Janice's portfolio. And I do want to take a sip. And then clearly remind everybody that this is for entertainment purposes only. But I'm still more than happy to look at what the tarot cards think of Janice's portfolio. Just for fun, of course. Okay, north, east, south, and west. Okay. So I see that you have, this is with a lot of conflict. You've got some conflicts around this. It feels a little forced, almost like you're trying to do the right thing. So I can see why you're concerned, because it feels like maybe you were given some stocks that maybe weren't exactly what you wanted. So let's see, because it's the hard part when you get involved with something like this is you got somebody who they do know more than you, but they also have to respect your wishes, and I don't think your wishes are being respected here. You've got the Nine of Swords as you're coming into this. And the thing with the Nine of Swords is sleepless nights. So, the good part of this is that your sleepless nights are coming to an end. So you're definitely in a better place. I just worry that the portfolio that you set up might not be exactly what you wanted. It was what the bank told you was the wisest. Okay, and you do want to do well here. And one piece of advice that the cards are giving you is, since you're going to have a portfolio, you need to constantly be doing your research. It says it's not a good time for you to be confused about the balance of what you have in your portfolio. So knowledge is power here. Knowledge is power. Don't automatically assume that somebody who will look at you who will smugly look at you and say, I've been at this X amount of years and I know more than you. Yeah, maybe they don't. Not when it's your own personal thing. So don't automatically go along with everything they say, and be willing to make some adjustments to make things better for you. There we go. That's the way to do it. Yes, this can work out very well for you. But it's just like, this isn't somebody else's portfolio. This is yours. As you do more research and decide that you're more in favor of getting involved in agricultural stocks than mineral stocks, you go ahead and you switch it around. You don't have to ask their permission. Okay, so, but it's saying your sleepless nights are over, and there's some very good potential for making money here. So this could grow in long term. Okay, so see, I got it's 10 o'clock. He's whispering to me now. It's so sweet. He's whispering sweet nothings to me. I'm such a lucky girl. Okay, so an announcement coming for Suzanne. Woo. Oh, look at the smiley face she made for me. She made me a little smiley face with a crown on it. Isn't that cool? Nice. All right. So, Suzanne and an announcement. Exciting. And I'm going to, one card. Suzanne and the announcement. That card. Okay, 3 weeks. And yeah, you've got the Empress here. And who doesn't want to be the Empress? So yeah, you are going to be put in a position of leadership that you will enjoy, and you do have potential to prosper in, because with you it always depends on your happiness, right? But there will be an announcement in 3 weeks, and it will be about something that you could be happy doing. You just have to let yourself be happy, darling. Okay, so. Oh, that's a good question mark, Suzanne. Okay, so where are we? Oh my goodness, we have quite a few questions here. Okay. I picked 2. All right. 2 and 3. Yes, Wave Killer, you really do. Oh, Wave Killer, you don't have to be afraid if someone likes you or not. If they don't like you, that's their choice, not yours. We like you, and as long as you like yourself, you're fine. There's plenty of people out there that will like you. We all like you. Okay. But, yeah, don't be afraid. Start asking about prosperity in that. Okay. Will my brother Creed Chris, will my pension come through for medical? Okay. So Brother Cree is looking for a pension, a medical pension, and I've got to bring it down to one card, folks, because time's going short, and I want to make sure that everybody gets their reading done. Okay, so you've got the Four of Wands, and the Four of Wands is about a coming together of community. So it's telling me that there is a coming together of we're probably looking at different sort of medical professionals to make this happen. But yeah, it looks like you've got a group working for you. Just work with them. Okay, so. And Zola, let's get back to him. What are Abdullah's current feeling towards me? And I'm sorry if I butchered either one of those names. They're beautiful names, but I'm not sure if I pronounced them correctly. I'm sorry if I didn't. Okay, well, let's see about Abdul's feelings. Okay. One card for the feelings. Relax. He likes you. He's looking forward to the whole process. Okay? So let it unfold as it will. You know, that's always the sweetest part of the relationship, is just those first lovers games and getting to meet you. He's right. These are times you should savor. So just relax. Enjoy seeing him and being around him. And enjoy the now. All right. So, yes, Suzanne, Oliver's on, but he says that there's a microphone problem, so he's being quiet. Okay, so Sarita 31 wants to know, when will I get married? And we're down to doing one card down and dirty. Sarita, when will she get married? Right here. Okay, so you've got a 10, so that says that you will get married in October. Okay. Yeah, you see, Marcy can hear you just fine, Ollie. Okay, so Surah, yes, you asked for general reading, and we answer specific questions. I get too wordy when it's a general reading. But how about I do one card, what do you need to know most today? Okay, so it's not general reading, just what do you need to know most today? And what you need to know most is that you do have guardian angels. You do have, this is the Archangel Michael, but it tells the whole thing is that idea of you do have somebody who watches over you. This is the time for you to have faith and just get into balance. Remember, life isn't about just one thing. Okay, so work on balance and work on faith, and you should do just fine. Oh, you make jewelry with beads. Oh, that's so cool. Oh, yeah, Suzanne makes jewelry with beads. Xana. Oh, sorry. Okay, so Khalid and Xana. Okay, how is Khalid feeling for me? Okay. And, of course, one card. How's Khalid feeling for me? Right here. When I look at this, it feels like he is in a period of recovery and withdrawal. I'm wondering if maybe he's maybe at school or at a retreat or something like that, because it just feels like he's sort of put himself in isolation for 4 months. It just feels like he's taking a rest. He's taking he's taking a rest. His feelings towards you. Oh, I'm being silent. I can't be silent. As far as his feelings towards you, he's focusing on something right now in his life. But when he becomes a little bit more outgoing again, give him a few weeks. Make sure that you do make eye contact with him and smile, because he'd like you if he noticed you a little bit more. Okay. Oh, I just have to. Is that it? Oh, I did get everybody, and I only went over 11 minutes. Okay. So, and Suzanne's going to send a picture. Oh, that's nice. Okay, and thanks, Suzanne. I look forward to looking at the picture, as I look forward to seeing each and every one of you every week. Now, you can send me an email at thequeenofoogaboga@gmail.com. I'd love to hear from you, and I'd love to see you in person at the spa near the tracks. Give them a call at 519-272-1293, and visit my website, sallydiane.com, for information on upcoming events and classes. Thanks for tuning in today, and we'll see you again next week for Psychic Sundays Live with my producer, and he'll have more input next week with my producer and your Queen of Ooga Booga, Sally Diane. Have a great week. Bye-bye.